I grew up in the Midwest where I was constantly surrounded by people who had similar faith, values, and backgrounds as myself. Coming out to California for the first time and coming to the GSB, I was worried about how I could express my faith and keep that as a root for myself.
So different people come from different places around the world and have different cultures and beliefs. And moving to a new country, or like even within the United States, having a safe space to be who you are and be with people who are similar to you is really important.
I identified as Muslim before my time at the GSB. And because this community did not exist, I wanted to ensure that it existed for the students after me and for the generations to come. So I started this club so that we can have a formal way to form this community of Muslims at the GSB and beyond.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints involves a lot of practices, a lot of rituals, but at its core is about a community.
The Christians in Business and Catholic Student Association Club is an awesome community to be a part of. Each week we get together for weekly fellowship nights where we come together, we pray, we read the Bible, and we support one another. We also have monthly to quarterly meetings with different leaders within the Silicon Valley community who come in and talk to us about their faith and how they're living that through in their work.
The purpose of the Muslims in Business is to bring together students at the GSB who identify as Muslim or who are allies of the Muslim community.
The JBSA stands for the Jewish Business Student Association. What we mainly do is meeting each other, gathering, and kind of bringing some kind of a familyness to our GSB experience together here.
So our community is very supported by the staff here at the GSB and larger Stanford. Right away, when I first came to campus, they held an identity retreat for the Christians in Business and Catholic Student Association. And during that retreat, we got to play a lot of fun games, have some really great meals, but we also got to dig into a little bit more of what our background is, tell our story of how we came to our faith, and connect with others.
So one of the traditions we have in the LDS Club is this event called Why I Believe. This allows us to come together, share why it is we've chosen to live a life of faith.
During Ramadan, which is the month in which Muslims fast for 28 days or more sometimes, we host a large dinner in which we invite faculty, students, and staff from across the university to share a meal together, as well as learn about Ramadan as a tradition.
As a Jewish person, I'm used to celebrating holidays and gathering pretty much every weekend on Shabbat, all the family together. So moving to Stanford, it was really important to me to get into a community where I can bring my own values and culture and not feel different. So having the JBSA was a really big part of my experience here.
For students who are arriving to campus and wondering, is there a place for me on this campus? The resounding answer is yes, absolutely.
We have over 30 different student religious organizations representing over 7 world faith traditions.
So the Muslim community at the GSB and at Stanford at large is very connected. There's the Muslims in Business Club at the GSB, of course. There's also the Muslim Student Union, the Markaz, as well as the Abbasi program.
We also are in very close tie with different clubs of different parts of Stanford, of the Stanford University. So for example, we meet every few weeks with the JSA, which is the undergrad association. We also had Shabbat dinners with the law school Jewish club. We are very close to Chabad and Hillel, which are 2 Jewish organizations supporting all the Jewish community at Stanford.
I took a class called Finding Spiritual Meaning in the Workplace last quarter. It was an awesome opportunity to explore my own faith as well as other faiths and religions. We would look at Buddhism, Catholicism, Christianity, and so many others, and then we'd bring in high-level executives from each of those faith backgrounds.
Endedly, when I came to the GSB, I wasn't sure how my faith would be received. There wasn't a club here for LDS people, but when I saw that gap and I decided I wanted to form a club around it and build the community here, I was overwhelmed by the sense of support I received, not just from the other religious groups on campus, but from the campus as a whole.
I feel that the Jewish community at Stanford is so diverse and full of events and different people that pretty much every Jewish person would be able to find their friends and their culture being kind of immersed within the community. So don't worry, just apply and come.
The advice I would give to students from a similar community and background is to connect with those that share your identity, but don't limit yourself to just that. Go to the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life and learn about other identities. Connect with those who have a different identity, have interfaith dialogues.
My encouragement to you is to own your faith and to really live it out And just know that you'll find people who might challenge you, but people who will support you and love you through the process.
So what advice would I have for someone who's applying to the GSB? Something about our faith is we like to grow, we like to develop, and we like to change the world. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Change lives, change organizations, and change the world. So if that's your interest, I think there's no better place to be.
So sometimes when you come to a giant university, it can feel a little overwhelming. But the reality is here at Stanford, there's a place for everyone.